continue until midday, witness most to small and great dying. No longer thing than growth, which is profit.
So, yeah. So thank you for joining tonight. For this night, we're going to start project management methodologies, and so we can see different ways you can approach your project. As a project manager, we have different methodologies. So, and different companies, different organizations have their own ways of approaching a project. You can approach a project from Agile project management methodology. Some can approach their own from waterfall approach. Some approaches their project from Prince 2 point of view. There are so many. Some who have extreme programming, but this night and in this our program, we are going to look at the key most popular ones like Agile methodology, waterfall, and Prince 2. These are the three project management methodologies we are going to look at. Like I said, I'm not here to look at theories. I look at what is trending in the market, what can help you to be relevant in the market. I'm not looking at what will help you to become become PhD, or if you want to do that, you can go to university to study project management. So, but if you are looking at hitting a job in the market, we are looking at understanding Agile, understanding waterfall, and equally Prince 2. Although Prince 2 is becoming less popular these days, Prince 2 and waterfall becoming less popular. Agile is the leading project management methodology in the market today. And that's why we are going to start from Agile. From Agile, we'll start looking down, drilling down to other methodologies. So, without wasting time, I will start sharing my screen so that we can have time to cover. We're going to focus on Agile alone tonight. Then maybe tomorrow we'll look at see if we can squeeze waterfall and Prince 2 together, or if you can't, but let's just see how far we can go. But I'm looking at achieving Agile tonight. So in order to do that, I need your cooperation. Don't distract me while I'm presenting, so that we can present as quick as we can, and then have time to receive questions from you guys. So fasten your seatbelt, and you have a cup of coffee or tea. That's all I need from you, and be listening to me. So this is where we are tonight. We're going to talk about Agile project management. So what is this popular Agile project management? Agile project management methodologies are iterative approach to project management that prioritize flexibility, collaboration, and responsiveness to change. These methodologies promote incremental delivery of project delivery or deliverables, frequent stakeholder feedback, and adaptive planning to accommodate evolving requirements and priorities throughout the project life cycle. So now, looking at this definition, these are the things I want us to look at here. These are the key words. If we're talking about Agile, we need to see the keywords here. This keyword is said flexibility. Then equally mentioned collaboration. Then responsive to change. These are the keywords you need to try to understand their meaning within project management. Not just project management, but in Agile. We equally look at, you say these methodologies promote incremental delivery, incremental. This incremental is very, very important. Then he said frequent stakeholder feedback is very, very important. Equally adaptive. Adaptive here, responsive to change. So you have to look at this adaptive. So these are the keywords, and you can see me, highlighting them. These are the keywords I want you to focus on throughout this project management, Agile project management methodology. These are the key things. If you can capture these things, key words, and practice them, then you are a good Agile project manager. Or you can apply Agile project management methodology very well. Flexibility. You have to be flexible, unlike waterfall that is very rigid. Flexibility here means that even when the project is going on, you can still accept a change in the project requirement. So it's acceptable that a stakeholder, we are implementing a project already, whatever solution, you're already working on that, and the stakeholder comes, I want you to capture more requirements. You can't say no. In Agile, is acceptable. So you have to capture requirements at any point while working on solution or working on any project in Agile environment. Then collaboration. Here is important. They believe in collaboration, constant collaboration, team collaboration. You don't work as a lone ranger. If you are working on Agile project management, you work as a team, cross-functional team. The team is a team of not more than 10 people. That is what the Agile said, Scrum Guide said. You can't be more than 10 people in a team working on a project. That's what they say. But that team must collaborate very well. You must have constant meeting. You must meet regularly on daily basis. And that's why we have daily stand-up. We're coming to that. Then we have responsive to change. Agile respond to change. Anything about change is for Agile. Responding to market environment. If you are working according to Agile, if you are working on a project or implementing a solution, or you are working on a product and you find out that the product becomes obsolete, is no longer what the market requires, you can drop that project or drop that solution. So you look at what the market, what the market is talking about the solution. What the customer need. You respond to change. What the customer, you need to listen to the customers. You need their feedback. And while working on a project in Agile, they have a way of doing their increment. They don't believe in bulk project. They believe in small increments over time. Meaning that if they are working on a sprint that is 2 weeks, it has to be two weeks. You'll be producing small deliverables or small softwares that can be integrated in the major product. It means that every 2 weeks, the company is sure of getting value from the team, the project team. Every 2 weeks, you must deliver a value, an incremental value. So that is why so many companies are so interested, because they know that any team they are bringing within every 2 weeks or within the time box is between 1 week to 1 month. You choose whichever duration you want. It can be 1 week, it can be 2 weeks, it can be 3 weeks, it can be 1 month, but it can't be more than 1 month, and it cannot be less than 1 week. So within this period of time, the team must deliver something. And you can see how companies are using this to keep on constantly bring something to table. If you are working on with this approach, you can't say that you are not doing it. A company cannot say you are not bringing anything to table. So that is very important to every organization. What are you bringing to table? You know, and that's so many. One thing that we lack in most of the developing nations, more especially Africa, even in Nigeria, why organizations do not prosper. Because they have no way of evaluating what team are bringing to table. Everybody that is employed must bring something to table. What are you bringing to table? So that is it. But we're coming to that. I don't want to discuss about others. So frequent feedback. You must listen to stakeholders. Every 2 weeks, if you're working on 2 weeks time box, you find out that every 2 weeks, you must demonstrate the value that your team created. We call it sprint demo or sprint review, where the team come to say, yes, this week we are tasked to create, we are working on this Google Doc software, and this week we are asked to add a feature called file. So now the team will come and say, this feature called file that we've created and want to integrate it to the whole product called Google Doc. This is feature file. This is how it works. If you click on this file, you will see smaller features like new, like open, like copy. You see, these are small features. So you have to come and show the stakeholders what you have done. So that is what this means, increment. And collaborating with stakeholders to show what you've done. And after showing the stakeholders, call it demo, presenting to the stakeholders what the team have achieved for the sprint, then it's time to listen to the stakeholders' feedback. The stakeholders must give a feedback. They must give a feedback. And from the feedback, the team will go and then strategize for their next sprint. And it continues all over and again, keep on going. It does not stop. So, and adaptive is you must welcome changes. You know, adaptive, if you are working and every kind of changes within the stakeholders, within the end users, which end users are customers, you must react, you must know how to welcome changes. Because as we say, the market is more especially in software markets or digital markets, or is a continuous involvement. It's so dynamic that it keeps changing it all over again, and you must be adaptive. That is what this means. So in this, you can see this short or small definition here means a lot. That's how I want us to, you know, fashion our mindset before we start diving into bit by bit of agile project management. So now we've captured the picture of what agile is all about, how it looks like, things you need to do. Then let's look at principles and different rules and different events in agile project management. So we look at the principles here. We have key 4 principles here we want to look at. One is iterative approach. The second one is collaborative teamwork. The third one is customer collaboration and adaptive planning. Okay. We've already spoken about this during the overview, but let's look at it deeper here. Iterative approach in Agile is a methodology that divides projects into small, manageable iteration or increment. So it means that you need to break your work into small, manageable items called user stories. You break it into epic. From epic is too much to be consumed. So you break it into features. So many features are still so big to be consumed. Then you break them down into user story. User story is the smallest, the most manageable item. That is how you create your work. And from that work, you still manage it in a smaller time frames where you develop such user stories called sprint. So it works in a very capture what you can do. That is what is Agile is telling us. Don't bite more than you can chew. You cannot say at the end of the 2 weeks, the team could not finish this project. Please give us another 2 weeks. No. Make sure that what you are taking to the sprint is what you can do. You must bring value from whatever you and your team are doing. Is important, no matter how small. So you must break it down in such a way that it must bring value. It must come out at the end of the day. You must bring value out of what you are doing. So the increment here is known as sprint. Sprint, like I said, is a period of between 1 week to 1 month. The team can choose whichever duration they want, but it cannot be less than 1 week, and it cannot be more than 1 month. It can be 2 weeks, it can be 3 weeks, it can be 1 month. That is, but typically most companies or most teams choose 2 week sprint. So within these 2 weeks, you must bring something to table. So that's what I mean by small management, and that's what we call iterative approach. So typically ranging from 4 weeks, 1 to 4 weeks, each iteration results in a potentially shippable product increment. Shippable product increment means you must deliver an increment to the main product, allowing stakeholders to provide feedback early and often, meaning that the stakeholders must inspect. You have to present before the stakeholders, that's what we call sprint demo, and the stakeholders give you feedback. So let's look at collaborative teamwork. Agile methodology emphasizes on collaborative and communication among cross-functional teams, including project manager, developers, designers, and stakeholders. Team work closely together throughout the project lifecycle, sharing knowledge, insights, and responsibilities to deliver high-quality outcome. So we already know what collaborative, so there is no much explanation here. Customer collaboration. Agile methodology prioritizes customer satisfaction by involving stakeholders. Like I said earlier, stakeholders and end users, they are key people you need to satisfy, and customers as well in the project development process. Regular feedback and user involvement help ensure that the project delivers value and meets customers' needs effectively. Then adaptive planning. Agile methodologies embrace change and uncertainty, recognizing that project requirements and priority may evolve over time. Evolve here means change over time. Agile team adapt and adjust their plan. So when there is change, you adapt and adjust. You don't resist. You can't say no. So all you need to adapt and adjust the plan, processes, and delivery based on feedback and changing circumstances, maximizing project flexibility and responsiveness. So if you understand this Agile very well, it's very simple and it's very cool. So now we've seen these are the key principles. It's not difficult. Agile is not difficult. Some people are thinking when you say Agile is the most, sweetest approach you can use for your team. Then let's look at frameworks. We have a framework that works in Agile. We have 2 frameworks. We have Kanban and then we have Scrum. But Scrum is the most popular framework that uses all this iteration and the rest of them. So let's look at key frameworks. Here we look at Scrum. So what is Scrum? Scrum is a widely used Agile framework that emphasizes iterative development, self-organizing, cross-functional team, and time-box sprints or iteration. Scrum defines roles, events, and artifacts such as product owner, Scrum master, and sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective to facilitate project management and collaboration. This is what the Scrum is preaching to us. So everything about Agile is all about this particular framework called Scrum. And that is what so many companies are using today. Because Scrum helps you to manage your projects. It's mainly designed for managing projects in complex environments. Complex environments, most softwares we are using today are projects developed from complex environment. What is complex environment? Complex environment is when we are developing a solution or a product, which is a software, you don't know how it's going to end. The end of that solution will depend on stakeholders or customers' feedback. If the stakeholders or the customers, which are the end users, they say paint black. This is what we want. And that if that's what they want, you paint it black. Tomorrow they say add it yellow. Then on that black, you add another yellow. Then tomorrow they say add green. Then add green. So you don't know the color you are going to come out with. It's based on feedback from customers. And that is why it's complex. Looking at Apple, that is how Apple became the giant in the phone industry. Nokia will come and then impose their product. This is what we want. Nokia 3310, they produce it without consulting anybody, and they bring it to the market. Everybody will buy. Those days, we do not have option. But when people start getting option, they abandon the imposition, kind of democracy. That is what Agile is all about. Agile is a bit of democratic in nature, where everybody contributes to the product they are using. So not Apple will come iPhone 1, iPhone 2. After iPhone 1, they will capture feedback from customers. What do you like? What do you don't like? What do you want to see next? Customers will start giving you review. Everybody will start giving you review. And in their next edition or their next version, which is going to be iPhone 2, all those features the customers requested, they will put it, and then customers will become very happy and excited. And then they ask customers review. In their next edition, which is version 3, those features the customers don't like, they will remove them. Those features customers like and those features they are looking for, maybe customers they are looking to start using it to stream for live streaming, or they will add all those things. And before you know it, they take over the market. And nobody is now talking about Nokia. Nobody is talking about Motorola. Nobody is talking about, nobody. So Nokia and people like Samsung followed, start copying them. And, today they become the leader, and so many other companies started following them. Like if you look at Amazon, once you are buying a product in Amazon, they are asking you to give them their review. That review is to help them know how you feel and how they are going to modernize their products. And that is how Facebook started. Facebook used Agile approach. Once the time Facebook is just a normal application for chatting and sharing of pictures. And they started capturing review feedback from end users, customers. People say, give us streaming, give us this. Now people are not asking money. We want monetization. They say, okay, we will monetize. They'll start. People will say, we want marketplace. Now they'll start adding marketplace. People will say, and before you know it, Facebook becomes the whole world. Everybody. If you are not on Facebook, then you are dead. So that is it. That's how they took over the market. Facebook is not the first application that came to market. We have Yahoo Messenger. We used to have Skype. These are similar applications to Facebook, but because Facebook started listening to customers and start adding what the customers are saying, they took over and become the giant in the market, just like Apple. So that is Scrum in action. You can use Scrum. You can apply it. Before it used to be only in what we call it in software development, but you can apply this Scrum in your business, personal business. Everything you do, make sure you ask customer if you are a restaurant, if you are a restaurant owner, ask customers to give you review. You don't need to have a website. You don't need to, even you can do it manually. Customers that come to eat, once you ask them how do they feel, what kind of food do they want, which one do they prefer. Try to capture feedback, even about the way your customers, your waiters, the way they serve customers. Collect review. And then you know the way customers feel about your product. And that will help you to modernize. It's a continuous improvement and improve the way you serve them. And before you know it, they'll be happy because you listen to them. Even politicians, if politicians listen to us, ask us what we want, and we tell them what we want, they are going to be happy. You know, I know those days I used to work with one Enugu state government, and the governor used this approach, agile approach. We call it visit every community. Governor will send a team to visit every community, to asking every community, what do you want? What do you want from my government? The community will be listing what they want. Different community with different needs. And before you know it, they'll be delivering what the community wants, different by different, and community, they become happy. And with that, governor was able with little resources and affected changes in different communities, and everybody is happy. And up to today, everybody who knows Enugu State very well is still talking about Sullivan's government, because Sullivan's government approach used agile approach. What I'm saying here is because agile approach can be applied anywhere, not especially this Scrum. Don't think it's just for software development. It can be applied anywhere. So, having understand this, let's look at various roles in Agile, or various roles in Scrum. This is Scrum roles. Here we have a product owner. We said we have Scrum Master. These are these various Scrum Master, product owner. We have the quality development team, which call developers. So these are the roles here. We have this is the product owner here. As you can see in this diagram, all the roles inside the diagram are the Scrum roles, and the roles outside the diagram are stakeholders that the team need to work with or collaborate with. So it's starting from the product owner, then we have Scrum Master, and we have developers. Developers, we used to have confusion when we say developers. When we say developers in Agile, everybody start thinking of programmers. No. Developers are a team of people, different professionals, working together to deliver a solution. They can be programmers, which we call developers. They can be quality assurance. They can be business analysts. They can be solution architects. All of them are developers. So in Agile, you as a business analyst, you are a developer. You as a QA, quality assurance person, you are a developer. Then we have product owner. Product owner owns the product. What he says goes. Nobody have a right to cancel any sprint except the product owner. When the product owner says stop, you stop. Then we have Scrum Master. Scrum Master here is the kind of project manager. In Agile, we don't have project manager in Agile or Scrum. When we come into Scrum, they will start answering Scrum Master. And then we'll have business owner. Business owner here is the stakeholder. In our way, we can call them the project sponsor. Then we'll have end user, who is going to use the solution we are developing. And then we'll have domain experts. Who are those experts, maybe in the organization, that have good knowledge about the solution we are developing. For instance, if you are working on CRM system, the domain experts in CRM system can become a marketing manager, and the end user can become a sales rep who is going to use the CRM system after we finish. So it's going to be the end user. So these are various people the team need to network with. And networking with, collaborating with, doesn't mean that the developers will go and start contacting the business owner, the user. No. It's the duty of the product owner to collaborate with these stakeholders on behalf of the team. The product owner will get requirements, capture requirements from the stakeholders. All these people on top, all of them are stakeholders. It's only that this one is high influence stakeholders and these other people are low influence, but all of them on top are stakeholders. And the Scrum Master here does his role. He's in charge of coaching everybody here, making sure that the sprint is delivered according to the plan, which is making sure everybody here understand what the Scrum is all about, facilitating various sprint events, like making sure there is daily stand-up, making sure there is sprint review, sprint retrospective, sprint planning, and equally solving everybody's problems in the project problem, not individual or private problems. It's the duty of the Scrum Master. If developer A is having challenges within this project, it's the duty of Scrum Master to, help to resolve the challenge. So let's keep moving and let's look at their individual and see what they do. Now is the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is in charge of fostering communication within the team. Make sure there is good communication through various events, meeting, collaboration. So that is number one duty, protecting the team members. So the Scrum Master makes sure that the stakeholders do not come to start disturbing or disrupting the team, or coming directly to drop a requirement within the team members. If there is a requirement, the requirement must be dropped through the product owner, not through the team. So the Scrum Master must make sure, act as a buffer to protect the team. Then tool maintenance. The software the team uses, more especially we use Jira, is the duty of the Scrum Master to make sure that the Jira is working, have good knowledge, is an administrator, should be a bit of administrator to make sure that all the tools, not only Jira, but all the tools everybody is using is working effectively, and getting more licenses for the team if they require additional tools. Then reporting, the Scrum Master makes sure that you get accurate report from what is going on from the development team by creating burn down chart, velocity, and the rest of them. Then facilitating various meetings. You facilitate meetings such as daily stand-up, sprint retrospective, sprint planning. All the meetings is the duty of the Scrum Master to facilitate them. Then Agile coaching. Make sure that everybody understands what Agile is all about, not only the team members, but in the organization. Because so many stakeholders do not really understand what Agile is all about. You know, it has happened to me so many times. You see, even the big stakeholders, they start asking, what is the Scrum Master? What is the role of the Scrum Master? Because they do not understand. So it's the duty of the Scrum Master to coach the team members and the organization about Agile and supporting the team. When the team is having a disagreement, settling the team to, you know, call them on a roundtable meeting and equally removing bottleneck. Whatever problem, challenges, is your duty to make sure there is smoothness in the operation of the team. Then we have product owners. Like I said earlier, the product owner has the ability or the role to manage the Scrum backlog. Scrum backlog is requirement, all the technical requirements. This is the Scrum, the product owner that manages all the backlogs. Don't worry, very soon we'll start. I don't want us to go deep into all these backlogs because these are what we are going to treat in business analysis. But just understand it from this as a project manager. This is it. Managing Scrum backlog. Like I said, Scrum backlog is requirement, technical requirement, which is user stories and acceptance criteria. And then release management. He decides when any value is going to be released. All these values the team are creating, they create them and they keep them. So it's now the duty of the product owner to decide when a feature is going to be released. Like now, if you come to Facebook, Facebook might have up to 30 features they've created that we don't know. They are not yet released. So it's whenever Mark decides it's okay, release this one, release two features so that the market will shake more. So they keep on releasing features gradually. So many features are there. They've been integrated, but they switch them off, they deactivate them. We are not seeing them, but they are there. Then stakeholder management is the duty of product owner to manage stakeholders. So not the team, not the cross-functional team, which is the development team. So that is the duty of product owner. Then we have developers. Developers are a group of people, group of cross-functional professionals working together. We have designers, we have UI designers, we have testers. So what they do is they do self-organization. Self-organization is that once the sprint starts, they are being left alone to do their job. And that is what the Scrum Master is now protecting them from, making sure that nobody comes in to distract them. If they are having challenges, they solve their problem within themselves. But it's becoming something they cannot do. The Scrum Master will come in to help them solve their challenges. So they do design, they do development, they do testing, and they deliver. That is what they are doing. That is the work of developers. Okay, quickly, let's look at Scrum processes. Process. And looking at this diagram, these are the sprint process, starting from here to here and round. Here we see the input from the end users, customers, team, and other stakeholders. So the product owner here will capture this input. And this input captured by the product owner will become here. These are various, which you see 1 to 12 items here. They become product backlog. From the product backlog, the team here, which is the development team, will select items from the product backlog based on the priority. You can see here, item here, prioritize from 1 to 12. When they are selecting item, they'll have to pick from the top, meaning that they need to pick, they cannot pick 5 without picking 4. So you need to pick from the top and then select the amount of items they can consume within a given sprint. So if it's only 2 items that the team feel that they can finish within 2-week sprints, they select 2 items. Nobody queries them. If it is 3, they select 3. Then when they select these items, here they start what we call sprint planning. Once they finish this sprint planning and start to implement, this item they selected from the product backlog will no longer be called product backlog. Because they have gone through sprint planning, it becomes sprint planning. Sprint backlog. And this backlog are the tasks the team are going to work on for the period of that 2 weeks. They will be working on that items for that 2 weeks. Within that 2 weeks, they will have daily stand-up where they meet to discuss their challenges. Within the 2 weeks, once they finish the 2 weeks, they will have what we call review. Review is when they come to the stakeholders to demonstrate what they've done. This is, you can see them here, the team are together here, presenting before the stakeholders what they've done. And then after review, we call retrospective. The team will come again as a team. Here, the stakeholders will not be around. Here, it's only the team. They will have another meeting to look at what goes wrong and where they need to improve before they start another sprint. And within these 2 weeks, or within these 4 weeks, or within this sprint, the team will always pick out days where they will be refining the product backlog. Refinement here means that they need to work on items they need to start implementing immediately after the sprint. So as they are working on this, they are still doing refinement with the product owner. So this is how they work, how it works. And it continues over again and again and again. So now these are various events that happens in this sprint. This sprint here will have various events. We have sprint planning, we have daily stand-up, we have sprint review, and we have sprint retrospective. So the sprint planning is when the So the sprint planning here is when the team comes together to work on the items. Here is product backlog. They commit for the perspective and the definition. They plan what they need to do. And then at the end of the meeting, they come up with sprint goal, forecast, and product and sprint backlog. This is the adaptation. And then we have daily scrum. We can call it daily stand-up as well. It's a progress towards the sprint. Every day the team must come together to plan, to look at what they are doing. It's a way of risk management in Scrum. There is no other way in risk management. This is their way of risk management through daily stand-up. We don't do RAID log in a sprint. So they are aware of, although they can capture and put it in RAID log, but like having RAID meeting, they don't have RAID meeting. You can use RAID log, but there's no RAID meeting in this Scrum. So every day they have meeting, and that is making sure that are we still in order towards our goal. And sprint review is when we finish this 2 weeks sprint or this 2 weeks project, we'll have to go and show the product increment, that is the value you are bringing, and market business condition and product backlog release, and then that is it. So you must make sure you are bringing something to table, that is review, and capture stakeholder feedback. When you are capturing stakeholder feedback, you are capturing more requirement that goes into product backlog as well. And sprint retrospective is when the team come together to collaborate, look at their way of work, and look of actionable way of improving their way of working together as a team. You can see this is very simple. It's not difficult as people are seeing it, or as people are talking about, or people are scared. It's very simple. So to wrap it up, we have what we call, well, I have what I call Scrum cheat sheet. This sheet contains we squeeze everything about sprints here. So here we look at Agile values. For Agile values, we already talk about 12 Agile principles and 5 Scrum events. We've discussed about all this here. So it's something we need to, well, let me quickly rush it. I'm looking at time, you know. This 4 Agile principle is number 1. 4 Agile values is their individuals and interaction. We'll talk about it. They prefer individuals and interaction over processes and tools. Then working softwares over comprehensive documentation. Customer collaboration over constant contract negotiation. Responding to change over following a plan. Then we'll come to 12 principles. Number 1, satisfy customer. You must satisfy customer through early and continued delivery of value. And so you must continue to satisfy them with constant delivery of value. Once you start giving customers value, they will stop appreciating your buying your product. So to keep the customers happy, you must continually give them value and satisfaction. Then welcoming changing requirements. You must welcome changing requirements. It's very, very important. Deliver working solution frequently. The solution must be working. You know, deliver working software. Agile does not believe in so much documentation. What they want is that software is delivered is working, not that customers are complaining, want troubleshoot. It must be working. That's what makes them happy. And then number 4, working together. You must work together as a team, you know, through this daily stand-up. And number 5, support, build projects around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need, and adjust them to get the job done. So once you give them the enabling environment, allow them to do their job. To support them, but don't distract them. Face-to-face conversation. They believe in face-to-face conversation, just like what we are doing. That's why I wanted us to arrange for a meetup in this our project, because listening to us, or we just working together only by coming here to listen and not even meeting, it does not work according to Agile. So face-to-face conversation, you can find out that since after this our first meetup, a lot of people are becoming serious in this our projects, seeing that, oh, this can really bring us together and make us to become a better people. You know, knowing that my colleague is living in the next street, you start building relationship. Working solution are primarily measure of your solution must be working. Sustainable development. Agile process promotes sustainable development. The sponsor, the developers, and the user should be able to maintain a constant pace of So what this particular one is talking about is that once the team choose a particular way of working, there is no way of changing way of. If the team choose that they are going to work on 2 weeks sprint, that is what they are. Not that today they will work on 2 weeks sprint, tomorrow the next sprint they will work on 1 month. No, you don't know. Once you choose, that is sustainable development. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances that. The technical excellence must be very high, and simplicity. The art. So simplicity here means that you don't need, when trying to write a user story, you don't need long grammar. You just use a few words. It can't be more than 2 sentences to describe your requirement. If it becomes like four, no. What they require, when we are trying to describe a requirement and it becomes more than 2 sentences, then you have to break it down. If you are creating, it's no longer a one user story, becoming 2 user stories. You have to be very simple and measure, and can be measured as well. That is simplicity. Then self-organizing team. The team must be allowed to organize themselves, solve their problems. They can only come in if they cannot, but you must give them that confidence to work as a team. Then at regular interval, the team must reflect and adjust. This particular one, the last of these principles, mean the team must have a meeting, what we call sprint retrospective, to reflect and adjust. So that is all we have here for these 12 agile principles. Then let's look at these 5 events. The number 1, 5, the first out of the 5 events is sprint, is the sprint. Here, every sprint should be the same length. We've talked about that. You don't need to start changing from 2 weeks to the same length. And next sprint start immediately after the last sprint, the current sprint closes. So if the current sprint closes today, being Friday, the next sprint will start on Monday. And you can see that that is how the companies are making you continue. You can't even breathe. You continue to keep generating value to the company. And that is a very, companies using this are very crafty, So, and then the sprint is a container for all the events. So this sprint, everything revolves around the sprint. It's the container where everything revolves. So it's like the heart of this Agile, or the heart of Scrum. Then we have sprint planning. The team. The purpose is to understand why the sprint is valuable, what prioritized items the team will work on, and how the team will complete the work. Number 1, the Scrum team is responsible for planning each backlog item, taking on a realistic amount of work based on their capacity and past performance. I've said that nobody gives them work. I've met a sprint where the Scrum Master tries to assign work to I said, no, you can't do that. These are self-organizing team. They have the right to choose what they want to work. All you need to do is when they have a problem, then you respond. You have no right to start giving them signing work. So that is number one here. The Scrum team plans the project together with goal of completing the work together. So they work as a team. The sprint goal selected backlog. The sprint goal selected backlog item and plan for delivering them is called sprint backlog. Meaning that once they select the item, after planning, they choose the amount of the item they are going to work on. These are user stories. You can call them product backlog item as well. Once they are selected and come out with a sprint goal, then they call them sprint backlog. Then we have daily Scrum. Daily Scrum here is the purpose is to inspect towards the sprint goal, coordinate effort, and adopt plan. You see here, I want you to look at the word inspect progress towards, meaning that they are looking at, are we on course of completing this work as planned? Is there any challenge? In the sprint daily stand-up, the major question the Scrum Master is going to ask is, what are you doing? What have you done yesterday? What are you doing today? But the most important question is not what have you done and what are you doing today? Is, do you have any challenge? What are your challenges? They'll keep on asking you every day, what are your challenges? Challenges there is risk. That's way of identifying risk early. So there is no way the team will have an issue when they are asking questions on daily basis. What are your challenges? What are your challenges? Before any issue, they must have captured it and resolve it. And once the Scrum Master captures it, straight to resolving, mitigate, and come up with a solution. So the daily Scrum is for the developers to improve communication and decision making. The format can vary, but focus is on hitting the sprint goal. So the focus is hitting the sprint goal. Anything that will make us not to hit our sprint goal, we'll find it out and trash it. That is it. That is the focus. The meeting should last less than 15. It cannot be more than 15 minutes. We call it time boxed. Time boxed means that it must be within this period of time. If we say time box of 1 month, it means that whatever we are doing cannot exceed 1 month. If you say time box of 15 minutes, it cannot exceed 16 minutes. These are the terminologies we are using, which I want you to understand. Most of this, why I've captured all these sprint sheets, all this and that, is for you to look at, understand these key terms. It's very, very important, because some of us are going to start writing our sprint Scrum Master exams, product owner exams. So if you understand all these key terminology, don't try to only understand the way it flows, but try to remember the key terms. You know, all these time box, less than 15 minutes sprint, they are very, very important. Then sprint review. The purpose of sprint review is to demonstrate progress, inspect, and inspect progress. And there is this cut some this which I wouldn't have to address, but some of these, like the last, it should be 5, which is sprint retrospective, is cut out in this image here, which I'll try to fix before I upload it to the course portal. So The sprint review here is to present before the stakeholders, for the stakeholders to give a feedback, you know. So you must try to gather a feedback at the end of it. And then the one that is being cut off here, which is sprint retrospective, is for the team to inspect and adapt. I've already talked about sprint retrospective. Even without this cheat sheet, we've captured everything we needed to capture. But I just wanted everything to be in one sheet here, you know. So let me see what I can do. So you see here, I've captured this here, but it's tiny. But you see retrospective here, and according to retrospectives, this allows the Scrum team to pause, reflect, plan ways to improve team quality and effectiveness. And equally here, we cut out the roles. See, under the roles here, we have product owner, developers, and Scrum Master. We have three roles. Three roles here, although the same can become the team are one, call them Scrum team. But the major roles here are product owner, developer, and Scrum Master. You cannot say you are a business analyst in Scrum. You call yourself a developer. You cannot say you are a programmer. You call yourself a developer. You cannot say you are a quality assurance or a tester. You call yourself a developer. So all of them, you see, is not only one person. A group of people here are called developers, and it's called a role. So that is the way they say we should do it. And let's quickly look at Kanban. So, an agile methodology that focuses on visualization, visualizing workflow, limiting work in progress, and continuous delivery. Kanban uses a Kanban board with columns representing different stages of work and a card representing individual tasks. We've seen Kanban. I show you people Kanban when we are looking at Jira, when we are looking at Trello. Some of those tools I show Kanban. It's just a way of visualizing work. It doesn't mean much, and that's why there is no much importance assigned to Kanban. Most time, Kanban is used together with Agile. Scrum is applied. Most cases where you are using Scrum, you apply Kanban as well. It's a way of visualizing your work items using a card. So we are not going to waste much time on this. So what are the benefits of Agile methodology? Number one is flexibility and adaptability to change, early and frequent delivery of valuable product increments, enhanced collaboration and communication among team members and stakeholders, improve transparency, visibility, and stakeholders engagement, greater focus on customer satisfaction and value delivery. And it comes with challenges as well. It requires a cultural shift and mindset change within the organization. So many organizations up to today are struggling to adapt because so many companies have worked in waterfall for a long time. So that's why it's very, very important having Scrum Master not coaching only the team, but coaching the whole organization. May not be suitable for projects with fixed requirements and regular and strict regulatory compliance. You see, it doesn't require where there is rigidity or high or fixed requirement. No. If that's what you want, then you go for waterfall. Requires active stakeholders' involvement and communication to provide timely feedback. Some stakeholders will not have time. For all this time, you are looking for stakeholders' feedback. Can be challenging to scale agile practice to large complex projects and organization. Like I said, is for a project of the team must not be more than 10 people. So so many organizations do not find it difficult to do that. So in so many teams, I've seen a team of 12 people, even 20 people using, which is they are claiming they are using agile, but in real sense is not agile. Then conclusively, agile project methodology offers a flexible, adaptive approach to project management, enabling teams to deliver high quality outcome in a dynamic and uncertain environment. Can you see this? Uncertain means complex. When we talk about uncertainty, we talk about complexity, complex environment. By embracing agile principle and practice, organization can increase project success rate, improve stakeholder satisfaction, and respond effectively to changing market condition and customer need. All of us know that we're in a changing environment. Customers' need is, you cannot, they have so much power these days, and the markets keep on changing because of customers' need. So, resources here and as assignment is Scrum guide. You have to download the Scrum guide and read it up. Everybody must download it and read it up. And where do you get it? Scrum.org. I've already have this is it, scrum.org. Just type scrum.org. It's not difficult to type. And that is it. Here is the Scrum guide. This is it. Updated Scrum guide. If you click on here, you download it and read it. It's around 20 pages. So for me, it took me one day to finish the whole Scrum guide. So you can do it as well. It's not a big assignment. Then if you are looking at getting certification, you can get a quality certification through this scrum.org. Here, this is it. If you want Scrum Master, this is it for Scrum Master, for Product Owner. These are so many certifications here. If you are scrolling, you can see so many training and certification here for those who want certification. So this is the certification here. This is it. A lot of certification exams here. Scrum Master, Product Owner, Professional Agile Leadership, Professional Scrum Product Backlog Management Skills, Agile, Professional Agile Leadership. There are so many of them here. So if you want to decorate yourself or your certificate, if you do not have any atom of project management certification globally recognized, I will advise you to start from this Professional Scrum Master. I think it's around, is it up to $200 now? Maybe, but I don't think it's more than $200. And it's an online exam. You can take it online. So wherever you stay, it doesn't matter, you know. So that is one thing about, and it does not expire. It's forever, you know. I have them. I'm a Scrum Master and I'm a Product Owner as well. And yeah, and it's been helping me. But it doesn't mean that you cannot work as a Scrum Master without having a certification. But it's a good way to start, you know, and make yourself more attractive. So this is where we are going to end it for tonight. Like I said, it's not a rocket science. It's very easy if you are serious about it. So we don't have much time, but we'll still have to interact a bit. And I will start. So we'll finish our session for tonight. So what we have now is to have feedback. You know, we just finished Agile, so you must have a feedback from the you guys are the stakeholders that have finished presenting. So it's for me to have a feedback, your question, and how you feel. I can see thumbs up, meaning that you guys are satisfied with the quality of delivery. So let's have the first person here is Victory Okeke raising your hand. So can you hear from Victory?
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. Please, my question is, I want to know what is different between a product owner and the sponsor, the project sponsor. I did not really get that
This
part.
project sponsor, if you are following me very well, you will see where I said the project sponsor is the stakeholder. You know, he's not a stakeholder, but he's the stakeholder that owns initiated the project. And the product owner is a part of the Scrum team working in the Scrum. You know, he captures requirement from he's the person that is capturing requirement from the product owner. So can you get me the role in the Scrum or in Agile? His responsibility is to capture requirement from the product owner. So the business analysts do not go to product owner. The project sponsor or the stakeholders to capture requirements in Agile. The business analyst captures requirements from the product owner and work with the product owner to design and deliver the solution.
So in essence, as in the product owner is the owner of the product, I don't really get that part.
Okay, go and read your Scrum guide. So let me capture from others as well. Edith Ugu.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Charles. Good evening, sir. Question is based on in ordinary project management, project manager, they are called project manager. But in Agile methodology, they are called Scrum Masters. Then what are project coordinators called under Agile project management?
There is no project coordinator under Agile. You saw the roles there. I didn't mention project coordinator.
I'm buying for 5,200.
So
I got 5,200.
Vivian Uche.
None. I buy it every
Chukwueze or Chukwu.
That's what he asked me.
Vivian, please. If you are making a noise, I will end the class because I have another class already.
Give you 5,000. For 5,000.
Vivian, okay. Rosemary.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. Please, there's something I wanted to ask concerning the Scrum Master. You talked about that the Scrum Master, and you always go to the team time to ask if there's challenges. But there's in a aspect that there's challenges in the team in their project work, and the challenges that the Scrum Master cannot solve it at that time. And we talked about the team that there's a period of time that they always give the team to work like 1 week to 2 weeks. And the team master cannot stop, the crew master cannot solve that problem at that
What
time.
kind of
Can
problem
it,
what kind of problem can
like,
the Scrum Master not work? Like what?
maybe a challenges that is difficult for them to solve and they cannot solve it?
Example.
Okay, let me just say, like, maybe a work that they need to, as in have to, like, maybe creating something and it's taking a time for them. They need to come together and
Because they have planned the
put this
work,
create.
they've planned the work before they move the item, then they refine the work. You didn't hear when I say Scrum refinement. So that's why they make sure that any work they are taking into the sprint has been refined, and they agree that they can do it. So they cannot come back and say they cannot do it while they've agreed doing refinement and doing meeting, sprint meeting. Every work they've done, they commit must refine. So that it will remove that complexity. So you cannot commit what you cannot do. So I disagree with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Only if the team does not do refinement.
Okay.
Okay. Ma Ihe.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. Please, I want to ask, you said the Scrum Master doesn't assign roles to the team members.
Yes.
So I would like to know, how would they be able to
rule?
let
You didn't say, I didn't say rule. I said tax.
tax? Oh, I'm sorry, tax.
We already have
Like,
3 rules there. We have Scrum Master, we have developers, and we have a product owner. These are rules. So what I said, they cannot assign tax.
tax, yes. I wanted to know, like, how would the Scrum Master be able to manage the team so that maybe the team members are not focusing on a particular task, maybe when there are so many other tasks to do? Like, how would they be able to make sure that all the tasks required in that project is being carried out without some team members focusing on a particular task?
That's why you need to understand how Scrum works. The Scrum Master does not assign a task. So the team must have known how the Scrum works. That's why you get coached. You work as a team. If you people are 5 working, then you people should be able to be doing what you can do. You know what you can do within the team, you do it. As a team member, you cannot be staying idle. You know that. Or you'll be, because they say they don't assign responsibility, doesn't mean you have to stay idle. You lose your job, you know, but you have to do something. And everybody, every day you have to give account of what you've done. That doesn't mean that the Scrum Master is assigning the work to you. Every day they ask you, what did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? What are your challenges? You cannot come every day and keep telling me you are doing one thing, you are doing one thing. Everybody will know you are not competent and you will lose your job. But the Scrum Master is not coming to tell you what to do. But if you cannot give account of what you are doing, you lose your job.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've captured everybody that raised their hands, and like I said, I've given you assignment to go and download Scrum Guide and read it up. Like I said, it took me only 1 day to read it up. So if you are a dull or a slow reader, know how highest 2 days. For a slow reader like me, 2 days. So it's not a big this thing. Why I'm saying this is because you have to go and confirm everything I said. In our next session, any place I made mistake, you come and correct me. Because with this, you're already a Scrum Master. I've seen all of you here as a Scrum Master. All you need to do is just get your certification, and that's it. Because as a matter of fact, we have finished this project management training just to do the practical aspect of it. So we do waterfall and this. We don't have any other thing to do. So we finished, and I'm looking on Saturday. I want to give you ahead of time. On Saturday, if you're going to be available, because we finish our project management training on Saturday, we are going to have open session where it might not be night, it might be by 12 noon on Saturday, where I want to listen to everybody. Come and ask questions, just like 1 hour session. Everybody will come and ask your question. All those that have not been feeling that I'm not giving you enough time to talk the way you want, come that day and sing like a bird for us. So thank you, because I have another class in 1 minute. I'll have to leave you guys here, and we meet tomorrow to look at waterfall. But waterfall is still so much in existence, so we're not gonna look down on it. As a matter of fact, we are equally using waterfall here. So thank you for joining tonight, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. I'm glad to be in this class.
Good night, Scrum Masters.